she convinced me it was okay. She's like,
let's go to the Red Tower.
Loved it. There's nothing.
Have your eyes adjusted to the dark yet, Raider? Loot is ripe for the picking while most of Toledo is asleep. Though my suppliers say that Ark is twice as vigilant after sunset.
He doesn't want you to be here depressed, mourning him all day. He wants you to go fucking get it on. That's what he wants. He wants you to look out your fucking work. And be as good as you can. Fair enough. And the obsession continues. Myself, I didn't know anything wrong with you. I walked out. I did. We stopped talking about it. We made shrines for him. We made memorial patches.
Let's go to the Arbusto Tower.
But I had to go do the notification and knock at his door for his fiance at the time. Dude, I don't know how people do that. But I can remember every detail of that. It was fucking terrible. And then I met my house had me and Will Chesney. And one of the guys you never know, so kind of power out. He was running the door, but he said he was going to go to leave. So you got out of the car and took a step all the way. But I remember ringing that doorbell and hearing her upstairs, directly above the front door. I remember hearing her walk down the stairs, turning the corner, and as it got closer and closer, the footsteps got louder and louder. And I was on fucking breath holding her. I did not want that door to open. I was hoping she would answer it. I was hoping we get turned around and somebody else would have to do that. Throwable flips. Slowly starts to crack, and as soon as she fucking saw it, she didn't cry. She just looked at me and talked to her head and tell me. And I fucking gave her a big hug and fucking bawling. And I told her. Very no bullshit conversation about what's going to happen over the next 72 hours. Everything we need to get done. And we kind of just went from there. Like, you gotta go buy a fucking dress. You gotta go buy this. You gotta get this right now. These are all the things that have to happen. And you've got to make progress. This is thing's gonna go. I remember her making a comment on the black shoe motion trap, black shit all throughout his house. And she's like, God, you're lucky he's dead if he fucking killed you. So laughing. No doubt. Stanley Steam over there with vacuuming carpets and shit. We all drove in DC together. That was the coolest thing. Drove there and picked him up. Same thing we did for the guys with extortion. We all drove there in unison. Met all the planes and did all that. And she drove up there with us. So, just it's like one of those things you just wanted to be over, and you didn't, because now you have to do the memorial. Now you have to get up and speak. Now you have to go through all your photo albums and pick all the photos you like. You have to put into a montage and you have to watch it over and over and over. Now his family search for crime, you got to meet on the ring. Like, it just never ends. It felt like that process was 5 years. Like, I was fucking flipping it into that one. I just was. I was in a fucking bad spot. Some key people and the organization was shifting out, they were retiring, and getting medically retired, and I felt the void. And with the things being going, I really felt the void. I think it's through chemotherapy. I think that transition from Nick dying until basically the rest of the career, I confirmation bias. Everything I ever said, everything I ever told Patsy was coming true. Everything. I used to tell her things because I did stuff. I bet you in my entire time in the teams, I bet you I went into that building every day I've been in Virginia Beach, minus 25. Every Saturday and Sunday, I'd go through there just to show face, to make sure my cage was still there. Like I had to touch the magic every fucking day to make sure it was real. I had to. I was fucking obsessed. But it was good because everybody else with me was just obsessed. But I justify it to her. I'd start to separate myself from her. Separate myself from different friends outside the organization. Just, it was a linear focus. This is it. This is the only thing that fucking matters. Just no distractions. And it reminded me of my childhood. The only thing that matters is the team. Dad's got to go on the tournament. You can't do this because of that. Like, you can't do this because it'll affect the tournament. I can't get shoulder surgery because I'm doing the tournament. I can't do this because of that. You can't take a vacation because of this. And I said, just about it. I was like, maybe I'm going to die within 65%. I really hasn't been right.
Did you change anything looking back now?
Yes and no.
What would you change?
I would have retired soon. They tried to retire me in 2014. I wish I would have. I was in such a fucking bad spot, man. I just, I let it take me. I let it take me. I don't regret it. Some days I do. But, I thought it needed it. I thought it was a worthy prize. Everything you did, all the training, the late nights, the early mornings, it gave me a purpose. It became very easy to just judge people. You're not professional. You don't do this. Fuck it. I surround myself with these dudes because they only give a shit. It's the only thing. It became addictive. It did because you got to see with your friends. You get to feel it. You know, it's a measure. There's no skateboarding, there's no snowboard trips. I couldn't justify it. I couldn't justify breaking my wrist in this. I couldn't justify wakeboarding and blowing out an ACL. I couldn't justify it. I couldn't justify myself. If I can't articulate my speech to a police officer to get you out of the fucking jail, I'm going too far. I pull up on a car wreck on the side of the road. Gotta sit. Look at my shit face, and that's why I blow past him, because I'm afraid I'll get a DUI. That's not an answer. That's not a professional answer. I was an assistant in media.
Ways to cope. You had to be coping somehow.
So, after I broke that hip, got on some painkillers. So long story short, I blew out that hip. I rushed rehab, I did. And the way they put those screws in, they lifted my IT band on the side of your leg and pumped in the screws, laid the IT band back. And we did that 2012 deployment. I had a pretty bad fall down the side of the mountain, and those screws came out, and they blew through my IT band. Had to do another surgery, like it was bad. And the rehab that came after that. So I'm painkillers, and I needed to be on them. Had a bunch of surgeries I needed to get, and I was held together with rigor tape and chewing gum. Like I was banged up, man. And started eating tramadol and everything else, and it became the norm. I wasn't normal. I didn't feel the way I felt.
You're just numb to it.
Yeah, you just.
How much tramadol were you taking? You know?
A shit ton. I mean, I eat them in 300 milligrams a pop.
Not bad.
Oh, I ate a shit ton.
Several a day.
Oh yeah. But it's like I didn't realize what it was doing because it wasn't an narcotic. You couldn't be addicted to it. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You get addicted to not feeling pain. That's what you get addicted to. And I didn't realize it. But that continued from essentially 10 until when I was tired. Like 18.
I rode that train for a while, tramadol, and I'm just curious, how did you know what happened? With me personally, I know it was an issue when I ran out, and I felt what that felt like, and that fucking hurts. Is that?
Yeah. So I had just came back from deployment. Maybe 95 in Baton. A lot of really close proximity shit. Ate a bunch of grenades. The long and short of it was, because of the proximity to it, we had to use some recon charges and some ordnance, essentially on top of yourself. To get out of a certain situation, and it fucked us. No eye pro, no ear pro, grenade slam between you and you. Just a cumulative effect, these little concussions that blew out both ears. By the end of it, I'd blown out both ears, torn both labums and both shoulders, both hip labums, crunching a bunch of shit in my lower back and my neck. So I needed to have surgery on both shoulders and both hips by the time the whole thing was done. And I didn't realize how bad it was. Fuck, I don't know, did we get into it? You talk about the...
No, let's get into it.
Okay, fuck it. We had a dude that did the Kingdom Molotow. So it's that dude. It's around the Horn of Africa, and we are going to go get this dude. It's a president director mission. It's a big one. The biggest one out of the for sure. Intel's painting a picture that's maybe not accurate. Beachside bungalow. He goes over to watch TV, hang out, we super the night, in and out. Not the fuck. We get there, we plan, we propose, we've done all our shit. I go up and over the we swam in. So that's a whole different set of problems. We swam in a slide offshoot. It's a real fucking thing. That's the fastest I've ever seen. So we swam in and do the whole thing. I go up and over. And we swam in the gate to try to get it open. And there's a string going from the gate. It looks like it's going inside. And They start getting contact on the shoots. And 3 stories, and it's getting fucking chaotic. They have been doing this for a long fucking time, and this is there's no doors. They're all walled up from the inside. There's nothing to attack. You can't see anything. It's like I'm trying to get the door open even where the hinges are. It's a literal fortress. They start getting contact on the roof, and we sprint up the front door And as we go to divide, this dude opens up in the front door and lets it go, and you just see splinters of wood, and it just fucking traces it and doesn't hit anybody. We rolled it either side, and now we're trying to get it to fire. The hate coming out of that front door was nothing like I've ever seen. It just continuous, ascending it. And the way it ended up being was a long wall, a door in the center. I'm on one side, and I've got my shooting buddy on the other side. I've got my team leader behind me, and we're trying to figure this out. We have to get this out, but we're not supposed to kill this dude. That was the whole thing. Is for whatever reason, the powers that be really wanted this dude alive, and the last thing they told us was they Well, I'm fucking committed. We all are. We're gonna bring that dude back alive. We came up with every plan we could have. And at the end of the day, if you don't want to be captured, you're not capturing the dude. You're just not. Especially in that part of the world, with just how violent they are. I mean, you've seen Black Hawk Down. That's the most realistic war movie I've ever fucking watched. That's exactly how it is. They're fucking... and they come on quick. So we're in this shitstorm in the middle of the door. And I'm trying to decide how I'm going to blow this thing. I've got my charge in my hand. It's already capped in. I've got my hydrogel peeled. I'm ready to stick this thing, and I'm timing between his bursts coming through the door. So you see it all chew up. 3, 2, goes live again. Fuck it, man. Just time. Finally goes and slap this thing. And there's nowhere to roll. There's just nothing to do. You gotta eat it. It's like, luckily for me, the guy behind me is super experienced, and we all are very experienced creatures, and we knew we could take it. We've been there before. I could see the locking mechanism behind it. We let us slip about the base this way. And grenades. So the way it was, it's the front door with a long ass hallway going down, and there's a dude who's in a sandbag position. So I've got my shooting buddy pinned. He's taking fire over this shoulder. He's taking fire down the hallway. So the rest of the guys on. So there'll be only 3 stuck in it. I'm trying to get this door open. Let me back up. When I placed the charge, I roll back and I look. It's like turning steel. And I turn my head and I blow. And I look down and I saw the hole that they're talking about. And I dropped to my knees and I start going for the door, and the machine was pulling me back. I guess he had jumped over the wall, and I thought he went. And I was not going to let that fucking dude go alone. I'm on my hands and knees trying to crawl through this fucking hole, and he's pulling me back. We're good. And now we can't get out. I think I'm going to the guys on the roof are sitting and we're taking fire from. The whole thing's getting dicey. And we got fucking moving. They're not going to let us kill this guy we can. That was directly behind us, which is directly behind us. So the only way out is to run straight through his alley. Can't go up and over the walls, we don't have enough time, we don't have enough ladders, and quite a few guys inside the courtyard. We're trading grenades back and forth with this dude, and finally comes time, the enemy QRF is in us, and they're in technicals heading our way. And we got fucked up. So, little Tio, you know him. He's like, get ready for an RPG. And the bell's already rang, it's that shit. Which is super fantastic. And we were the, for the guys that know, we were like 1200 grand decent food. One cent away. Jeez, no, we were pro. We just said, I know that person. Fucked me up, but it's not going to go anywhere. I know that's where we were. And we had to send it. There was no other way. It wasn't going to turn around and leave without giving it every little bit after I called.
Let's head home at the southern station.
I don't know how the fuck we're gonna get out of here. Get a T-bomb. So my buddy was down the road, he had a T-bomb because we had to swing a bunch of the shit, so we had spread loaded a bunch of stuff. So I'd already launched one in with him, and we did a real flea flicker, which is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Fucking threw it across the board, caught it, unscathed it, and launched it. But it was funny. It was so funny to see ETL. He's like pushing on the walls. He's like doing the math instead of this one's clear square. Feet. I'm gonna let this thing loose, this overpressure charge, and then when it goes boom, we're all gonna take off and run. And that's what we did. And I'm doing the peekaboo thing. He's shooting. I'm trying to see where he is, and I finally see it. And I've got that T-bomb. Pull the pin, and I launched the most beautiful toss I've ever had. And when I turned, the overpressure was so bad it blew me off the porch, and we took off at a dead run as fast as we could go. Had a big guy there blow through the gate. We didn't even open the gate. Everybody came up and over. That's how it was taking too long. We didn't have time to fuck with it. So he shouldered the gate and blew through it. That's how we got out. And that dude never skipped a beat firing that PK. No. Wow. Like I threw a T-bomb. Essentially what I thought was a big slap. Nothing. Fuck. Continued. I don't know how we didn't shoot us. I don't know how we didn't. Shot one of the recce guys off the ladder, like chewing up the wall that he was on. I mean, fuck crazy. Just the continuous hate that was coming out of the thing. We made it back down. We got a quick head count. We had everybody there with the enemy's massing, and we got to get the fuck out. In the surface. So, the expert platform, long story short, it's rolled on exfil. Just in the confusion and everything else, just trying to get boats in alignment, and I mean, we had dudes get not left out at sea, but
go to the Arbusto Tower.
there any pots over there? Open to a pot. Balls, yeah.
Basically, like, this is such a shit show right now, and it is so fucking dangerous. We're just going to swim as far as we can. We turn on an iris strobe, and we just swam. Got picked up by a bunch of exfil platforms and everything else. But in the course of that, essentially the only way to get out is I grabbed a hold of the bow line and I wrapped it around my wrist, and I had them tow me on the Zodiac. And when they picked up enough speed, the rate spun me, and it popped my shoulder. So now my arm is essentially paralyzed. Like, it's not working. It's like, holy fuck. I do the exact same thing and I wrap it up with this one. The same thing. Pow! Oh my god. No, I'm treading water. Like, I've got use of my arms, but it feels like it dislocated. Like, it feels strange. An exorbitant amount of pain. We get on a jet ski, round 2. And that thing flips, and because we're straddling it, the way it flipped with such force, it blew out this, blew out the labia of my right hip and my left hip. So now I'm essentially bobbing around that shit. So me and my swim buddy, we make it out, we get on there, we do our debrief, they strip us down naked. With all those frags that we ate, everything, none of the frags stuck in us. I mean, we were shooting the car, and you could rush it, and it was like metal shavings everywhere. It was like God came down and just said, "Not today." I mean, it was inside your ears, inside your eyelids, fucking everywhere. I mean, it was the strangest thing. We got back on, we started doing like the TBI reporting, what's your name? And I was feeling fucking weird. The 3 guys who were on the porch were feeling very weird. And you couldn't explain it. Because I've been knocked out a bunch. With Fight Club and skateboarding, like, I am no stranger to concussion. This is very different. I went into a med check and they shined the white light in my eyes, and I threw up. And then I started getting scared. I still can't hear shit. Both my ears are perfed. I've got a bunch of other wounds pre-existing that are nasty. I've got a nasty stomach infection, like an open wound that I had. We had to surgically super glue before we did it. So I had all kinds of shit I was battling anyway, and it kept getting worse. We finally got back to base 5 days later, and I remember laying in my bed with my sunglasses on, wanting to die. I didn't know what the fuck was going on with me. I couldn't make rhyme or reason. I couldn't get my thoughts together. I couldn't get anything. I couldn't be there for the debrief. I was fucking out of it. And I didn't know what was going on. And they drove me to a French hospital out in town, and they ran a CT scan. In the back of my skull, right back here, was jet black in my brain. And the doctor came back, and she's like, what is that? I was like, I don't know, you tell me. And she's like, I don't know how you're standing right now. She's like, that's a major blow to the back of your head. Nothing hit me in the back of the head. She's like, well, something did. I don't remember any of that. I remember seeing the MRI, and I remember just telling them, like, that's just overpressure, man. Like, that's just overpressure. And they said whatever they did, it got documented. We finish all that and we fly home. I'm on the next flight home. It's in the deployment. That's the last thing to happen. We fly home, and I land, and I have a 6-month-old waiting for me. I land, I drive straight home, and there is a newborn laying in that crib. Be dad. Dude, the next 48 hours of my fucking life. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't, everything started to go to shit. I couldn't remember my wife's name. I couldn't remember my daughter's name. I got lost driving to fucking work. You've been in Virginia Beach. I called my wife one time in the fucking Norfolk Scope parking lot. Crying my eyes out. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. Amnesia set in. I'd wake up in places. I'd go to drive to work on a Sunday, and I'd end up at like the farmer's market. I call Pat. It's like, I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I couldn't remember anything. And I had no rhyme or reason. I couldn't say it to anybody, but everybody else was having the exact same fucking thing going on. And it was only getting worse. Every day it would get worse. And the headaches were so bad. The photophobia was so bad. I wore sunglasses for years. And it did until we got it under control. I remember coming to one day, I was in the gym out in town, wife doing CrossFit or some shit. And I woke up, I'm flat on my back, and I'm looking up at her. And she's kneeling over me, and she is bawling her eyes out, like tears are falling on my face. And I look at her and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, where the fuck have you been? She's like, you've been laying there for 15 minutes. I don't remember going to the gym. I don't remember doing anything. I don't remember anything about that morning. I don't remember that night. I don't remember shit. Like my long-term memory, people, places, things, like it escaped me. And it was getting real bad, and we had a heavy breaching trip coming up. And my boss at the time knew I was in a fucking jam. Like, he knew I was. He didn't know how bad, but he's like, I don't think you should go on this breaching trip, man. He's like, you're good. You're current. There's no reason to go down there and ring your bell any more than you need to. Just take some time off. Okay, and I didn't want to. And I end up going down to medical to fill out some kind of paperwork or something. And I'm having a conversation with one of the docs there. And I don't know how I said it. I don't know what I said, but it was something to the effect of, I don't know if I'm going to kill myself or kill my wife, but there is something going on with me and you have to fucking stop me. And the next thing I remember is the command doc, the command psych, who's a fucking angel, and my boss, are sitting in a chair with their hands on my shoulder, giving me Valium, and telling me it'll be okay. And then I go to NICO.
Yeah.
So my trip to NICO was not something I wanted. I was in a bad jam, and when I showed up there, I didn't know what was going on with me. I had no idea.
Well, before we get into NICO, I talked to your wife for maybe 45 minutes the other day, and she had some kind of intuition while that op was going on that you were in trouble. She said she just felt something, and sure as shit, she was right. So you got home. She said one of the first things she noticed was your dinner was right in front of you, and you didn't even realize it. And you're asking when the fuck are we gonna have dinner? She's like, dinner's right in front of you.
She took one. I'd pull up videos on her phone because I know she was sending them to people. There was a video specifically I was cutting steak, and it was like 6 minutes, just over and over the same piece, just cutting it. I'd go into these trances, and I remember it now, like going into a trance and telling myself to come out of it, and I couldn't. I'd forget to come out of it. I would. I'd lose track of time. I didn't know. I thought I was going fucking crazy. And then it was the whole CTE thing was coming on board, and it's like, yep, this is exactly what this shit is. Like, everything got super dark. Fuck, man. I'd sit in my, I just wanted to die. I did. I wanted to fucking die, and I didn't know why. I had the picture perfect life. Had a badass wife, gorgeous kid, dream job. Fucking, my life was heaven, and all I wanted to do was die.
Yeah.
I didn't know why. I'd sit in my guest room with that fucking dog of mine, and I'd talk to him. I would. Like, that dog saved me more times than any fucking thing else, dude. I'd sit there and the obsession over the details are probably what saved me the most, because I was putting Patsy through that. I think about the round of shooting myself and the scene it would make in this house, the mess it would make, the cheating right out. What's my kid gonna find out? What are they gonna say when they find out? And I'd end up just not doing it. but I wanted to. And then I started to turn into other things. Like, I gotta get my rocks off somehow. What's my outlet gonna be? Thread in the needle. Like, that was the only thing that made me feel alive. Is the sketchier shit would go, the more I liked it.
Off the lids, discharge. Watching a aerospace port or down by the care.
And nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Sit in those fucking rooms, and I know those dudes feel the exact same way I do, and they're not saying anything. And they never did. I think that started to drive a wedge because I needed it so bad. I needed someone to confirm that I wasn't going fucking crazy. And because of the things, not really sure weakness, no one did.
Let's go to vehicle maintenance.
Other people, they check in, they do this, they do that, but it didn't matter. Like, I'm not telling anybody I'm fucked up. I'm just wondering why no one else has anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, none of this shit ever affect you? Nothing? You're not human? No? Never get headaches? Nope. You ever feel weird after a full day of drinking? Nope. You ever piss blood? Nope. You ever forget where the fuck you're at? Nope. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I am the only fucking one. That drove me way down the fucking road. Because now I spent my entire life with a fucking pinnacle, and I can't remember anything. It's all escaping me. Yeah, I mean, Patsy, she called the command. She called my boss, and she's like, you have no idea what the fuck is going on with him. She's like, he's important. She's like, he needs you guys right fucking now. We have to figure this out. And Nika was very new on the scene, I think. So that was 2014. An inpatient Nika for 30 days. They did a whole workup on me, put me on all kinds of fancy prescriptions, and they helped. They did. I thought I was having seizures. I didn't know what a panic attack was. I didn't know what real anxiety was. I remember sitting in the chow hall, and I remember sweating into my food, and people looking at me, like sweating through my beard.
Over here.
Because of so much
Let's go to the container storage.
Fucking cafeteria. Chopping, chewing, hitting the fork, banging, the dude was washing plates, just consuming it. And I just sat there and I just started fucking sweating. And I have to leave. And I tried to make it not a big deal, but it was a big deal because I was so low. Actually, I wasn't so low. Somebody would fucking tell me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went to Nike, we did the full workout. Got put on a bunch of different meds, probably 15 prescriptions. Got put on stimulants with Adderall to kind of keep me focused. Help. Some Volta. We did Zola. We did everything. Prazosin at night to stop the dreams. We did beta blockers. We did everything. And basically ran that concoction along with tramadol and everything else, basically the duration. It wasn't until the very end when I got hit one more time when I realized what that shit actually was.
Let's take a break there.
In wheelchairs, pushing themselves around on straws with no spots in her brain. So they couldn't really make rhyme or reason. Just concussion, operator syndrome, a bunch of that kind of stuff. The TBI ocular stuff.
Stand by a second. Hatch open. You're cleared to return to Speranza.
Stuff, so like if I really try to dial in a shot, it all goes to a haze. Can't do super finite focus, so it makes shooting kind of weird. My depth perception's kind of off, but I'm used to it now. And then I had 5 surgeries I had to get. You want to do both shoulders, both hips, and my lower back. The neck was they wanted to do a fuck, I can't even remember. Some kind of surgery on my neck, and I did not want to do it. All the docs were like, "Hey, if you can get by, then push it off." Like, I didn't want to get surgery. I didn't want to miss a deployment. We were getting back up. I mean, I was in that thing for 30 days. Like, I was going fucking crazy.
All this shit is happening to you, and you're worried about missing a fucking deployment?
That's the only fucking thing I cared. That's why I was so pissed. I was like, why can't I just go to Portsmouth right up the road and come to work every day? And I didn't realize what NICO was. It's to get away from the phone, decompress completely, and it was fucking rough, man. That I was not good with that shit. To be able to pull the phone away because you're glued to it. You're waiting for that thing to ring to sit in front of work all fucking day. And it becomes on my nightly routine, dude. I'd check that phone. Team guys exaggerate. This is no exaggeration. I bet you I checked that phone 50 times a day. To make sure my battery was charged. Was the charging cable plugged in right? Like all that different shit. Like I have a serious phobia with being late, like an unhealthy one. And the thought of missing a movement was not a fucking option. I wouldn't go on family vacations, flying or long distance travel. If we had a trip coming up, like, no, I can't miss work. I can't do it. So we get there and we're in NICO and we're doing the whole thing, and that facility was amazing. From the acupuncture to, I mean, everything they did there was amazing. And they fucking see it. I was in a bad spot. And they see all kinds of people. They saw where I worked. They saw how young I was, and they saw how devastated I was. That I was potentially done. And they came in at the end of 30 days. They diagnosed me with all kinds of crazy shit. Everything. And they recommended that I get medically retarded. He's like, hey, it's not gonna get better, dude. He's like, you need major
Let's go to the shipping warehouse.
all over. And they almost got me. They almost got me. They pulled a guilt trip, and they were like, do you think you can perform your task like this? And I knew the answer was no. But my ego caught me. And I went, fucking outperform you. Give me these meds, and let me go see. And, dude, I ran hard. I ran full tilt for the next 4 years. From 14 to 18, as hard as I could go. Never missed a day of work. It was the best time of my life.
What did your wife think? Did she want you to retire?
Yeah, because when nobody else saw it was what I was like at home. I was fucking vile, man. I spit venom out of my mouth all day long. I was just fucking hateful. I hated everything. Anything that wasn't to do with work, I didn't want anything to do with it. My daughter was a burden. Being married was a burden. Having a dog was a burden. Having taxes was a fucking burden. Like, why can't you just let me be like one of the 300 fucking Spartans and let me just do this? This is my profession. Can everybody just cater to me and walk around and fucking fan me? That's what I wanted. I did. Like, my ego consumed me, and anything that potentially could derail me or slow me down in any way was not an option. It just wasn't. It could not have happened. And the only way to obsess over work, and I felt and do it with the full commitment that I needed to, was to have no attachments. So I emotionally started to separate from my wife and my kids. You know, I tried to play the game when I came home. I was thinking about work and I didn't want to change diapers. It was just, it was so fucking. In 2013, I'll see it. I've never been so happy in my whole life. When I went overseas, she was resent them. Like, you fucking did this to me. If I wasn't thinking about being a fucking father, if I wasn't thinking about being a husband, I probably would have fucking hit you. It's really good. I see my walls back up. Yeah, we're going for this. I'm going to give this thing everything I can. I'm going to ride this fucker all the way through. I never made a move. I never fucking did that. No. I'm too hurt, but I'm medicated. I'm fine. I'm good. I was shooting Imitrex probably 5-6 times a week. Auto injectors for migraines. Essentially a lethal dose of Oxy for migraines. Supposed to take 3 a week. I take 3 a day. I was in sun come up in Crest. My world ended. And that sunlight hit my eyes. I was like, were you affected with all this? I wore sunglasses all the time. I'm medicated. It got real bad one night. It's probably 10 o'clock at night. I walked into the kitchen, and I don't know why, but I hit the microwave, and the light came on and hit my eyes just right. I pissed myself. Started dry heaving in a fetal position, just shaking. I was shaking so hard and I didn't know why. I couldn't control it. It felt like I was going to break my own hand up. It was all I could do. It was like I was trying to pop my own head off, like squeezing everything as tight as I could. And I hadn't had a migraine like that in a while, because I stayed doped up all the time. I was constantly taking Maxol and Imitrex and everything else. I thought I had him at bay. Nothing hit me good. And I'm screaming at her. I'm calling her every name in the book. Don't you fucking dare. That was a big threat. She's like, don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. And she should have. I was in bad spot. And everything that only hurt. So like you said, if I'd miss a dose of Tramadol, I felt everything I had. I'd go to the gym in the morning and I'd fake it, and I was fucking miserable. Like, I had never felt that much pain. I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia when I was up there, and for the ones that don't know, it's basically a made-up term. It's when you have agonizing pain and they can't tell you why, they label it fibromyalgia. But for me, it felt like I had shin splints on every ounce of my body. Like when you shook my hand, it felt like you were breaking my hands. My feet, when I would walk, I could feel it. It felt like my feet were splintering. Every step I took, I was just an agonizing fucking pain. So I just ate pancakes all day. And I masked it, and I trained, every trip I could, anything to get me away from PGD. I was clearly a lot worse than I really thought I was. And I felt out of work myself. He's on the her sick as a fucking dog, like puking over the toilet, begging me not to go on this trip. And I looked at her with no sympathy. Gotta go. I didn't have to go. That was a made-up trip. That was a fun trip for me. You know, we'd have a work trip that started on Monday. I'd fly out the Friday before. And I'd get a whole weekend full of jumping with all my friends, and the work trip would start. And then I'd stay late. So I turned a 2-week trip into a 3-week trip.
So was it the fun you were after, or was it just getting the fuck out of,
It was getting the fuck out of Virginia Beach. It was something completely different that I didn't have to answer to anybody for. It was my own. Completely separate group of friends who didn't know me. They didn't give a shit about my background, or they knew. They didn't ask. They didn't care about the politics. They didn't care about what happened overseas. They liked me for me, and they liked skydiving. And I use that as an outlet.
Heard you came in, you
But I
got
really
that
used it
post
to
boom.
just separate
I
myself.
expect you to walk off with some serious damage.
Just have to live another life.
That opens up a lot of possibilities.
I had my Virginia Beach life, and I had my jump life. And I'm just running straight this way.
Those hornet stings can really mess you up.
She hated it. She died. She died. Stop
Still
jumping.
wasting a
Stop
ton of
jumping. Stop doing this. Stop doing that.
I've been working on a more elegant way to bring them down.
I was so addicted to
Care
it.
to make some sparks
It
fly?
wasn't even jumping itself. It was just escaping reality. When I'm flying around and I'm jumping these super small parachutes and doing whatever, I'm escaping reality. My reality is I'm fucking miserable, and I'm
Take
breaking
these
it down.
latest designs.
And I'm just unhappy. I don't have any justification for it. I can't make rhyme or reason, but if I say anything, they're definitely going to kick me out of here. So I'm going to suffer in silence, and I'm going to run this fucking thing until the wheels fall off. That's what I did. I ran it all away.
what was the wake-up call? Was it the accident?
I went down to Florida, me and my shooting buddy, a couple other guys. We were doing a civilian skydive trip. It's like a big camp. It's a certain type of free flying we were doing, and it was amazing, a great time. But I was so broken from everything else, things you just don't realize. So we're on the first day of the jump trip, and we're flying in a formation. It's called upright. Basically, you're standing and you're flying across the sky on 2 feet, flying that way. And you have to lean back with your arm as far as you can. You have to press down into the relative wind to get the throw to launch you forward. So it's understanding all the details and everything else. It's trick flying, but it's fun. You build a lot of speed. And I was so broken up top. I'll get the video, I'll show it to you. I leaned back as far as I could, and we're hauling ass, and all of a sudden, I flip over, and I feel a weird pop, and my chin locks to my shoulder. I'm in free fall, and I can't move my arm. It's pinned behind my back. I'm like, what the fuck? I roll over, and I start to track away to try to get away from the group. And we're probably at 7,000 feet, and we're taking it low. And we exit at 14,000 feet, so we're, a little over halfway through the skydive, but that's the dangerous part. It's when we have to break away so we don't open on top of each other. And I turn, I track away, and I go to pull, and I can't pull. My hand's in a knot. It's locked up, I can't deploy. I jump a small parachute anyway, and I'm not a packet of peanuts. So I had to open up my reserve. And I open that thing up, and it's super small. And it's something you don't think about, having a learned small parachute with one hand. So I lift my arm up and I unstow the toggle, and I loop it in here, and I'm flying super casual pattern on the way in. I come in with one hand, I land, I get up, and I've got a jumpsuit on, and my arm is paralyzed. It's hanging down to my hip. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But the only thing that kept coming up in my mind is they were concerned taking Cymbalta, taking the Tramadol, and 3 or 4 of the medications that I've been taking forever. And they're like, you have to stop taking that, or you're gonna stroke out, man. Like, you'll have a fucking stroke. I thought that's what it was. I thought I had a stroke in no free fall. I mean, like, when I came down, I was pinned to I couldn't do shit. I couldn't lift my arm, I couldn't do anything. They couldn't get my jumpsuit off when they did. My shooting head was down here. So what happened is I reached my arms back to fly, and my arm dislocated through my armpit. So human head attached, and it came through my armpit. It's a very bad dislocation. It's very hard to reset, especially when
Did you know
get bigger ones, bigger. And I landed on the ground, and I remember standing on my hand, trying to lift up to try to pop it. It still hadn't hit my mind that my shoulders have a socket. I've never had one dislocate like that. I've had them in and out, but not like that. My teammate's there. He's like, dude, what the fuck? I don't know what to do. We've got an ER a mile and a half down the road. It's like, I'm going. I jump in a rental car and I drive myself right to the ER. I'm still in my jumpsuit. They go up on the next lift. They continue jumping. I check myself into the ER. I tell them what happened. And they spend 2 hours trying to get this thing back in socket. Let me preface this. I pride myself on my pain tolerance. It's world class. I can take an extraordinary amount of pain. I can. That shit, oh my God. That dude cranked on my shoulder. I was sweating. I was dry heaving. I wanted to fucking die. It was bad. And finally they gave me propofol or whatever it is, knocked me out, reset it, and they put me in a sling.